Some of these TikTok theories are about to be so believable, you will ask yourself, how could they not be true? Let's watch.
There's a CIA document that came out. It's called the Adam and Eve story. It basically explains how the world is going to end. Has it been true? Well, it makes sense. They say the world is going to end because the poles, North and South Pole, they shift every 12,000 to 15,000 years. And once they shift, it causes a giant apocalypse. Big earthquakes, giant tsunamis. Once the apocalypse happens, we go right back to the Stone Age. So according to this information, the first humans similar to us existed around 10,000 years ago. We were in year 2000. So that means that we're at the year 12,000 right now. And now we see global warming, earthquakes, and so on. What's also mind-blowing is that in the book, it says that we are the 6th civilization that came out of the apocalypse. And that would also explain a lot because the Sahara Desert used to be green and the Antarctica used to have forests. So are we just in a constant loop? That's the exact thing the Bible was talking about, the massive fluid. Also, that's what probably happened to Atlantis. It would make sense for a city in the water if the water wasn't there before. So would you believe me if I told you that
There was a lot of information to take in there. I don't know. There's a possibility that a reset could occur, right? I feel like that would be the most logical, sensible possibility, right? As if a catastrophic event could occur to where the power grids worldwide will all shut down and any form of communication via any sort of technology will no longer exist or work, then yeah, I could see there being a possibility of a reset. A lot of things would have to go horribly wrong in order for that to happen. Do y'all believe it will happen in our lifetime? Comment down below.
This conspiracy actually got me, saying down the rabbit hole. Watch, check this out right here. Go ahead and pause it, but it says the conspiracy is that Balenciaga is using a deceased human as a mannequin in the store in Paris. Not only that, his name is Christopher G, and he disappeared in 2020. He was also a model for Balenciaga. The hair on the hands on the mannequin looks too real. On Christopher's IG, he hasn't posted it since 2020. They said he went live on Instagram, but a lot of people said it wasn't him because it was like a lookalike, and they're convinced that that's him in the store. Watch, check the picture out. I'm gonna show the mannequin first, and then I'm gonna show the other one. So this is the mannequin right here. Watch, check it out. Go ahead and pause it.
I'm pausing it, baby. Best believe I am pausing it. This is crazy looking because that hair look like it is growing out of a human's head. And them hands, did they do a mold cast of this man's actual hands to get the hands to look like this? Because why be so specific in the details of the hands? Why make it look that realistic? Like, if this is indeed him, what could they have done to him? What type of chemicals could they have used to preserve him to the point where he looks this perfect? Like it's like they froze him in time. Like, I wouldn't put it past them to do some mess like this. And when I say them, I mean whatever powers that be. I'm not saying necessarily Balenciaga. It could be Illuminati, but whatever.
And then this is like a real picture. And this is the real picture of him right here.
See, look, I would want to go and look for this dude myself because the internet will tell you all day long that something is happening. But unless you actually know for sure or go and look yourself to determine if this guy is still alive, then you don't know. They could just be making up stories and spreading it across the web and hope everyone else will pick up on it too.
If you are listening to this podcast in America, you now live in a country where two things happen. The government, they have confirmed that not only
Here we go.
are unidentified flying objects real and documented,
Yep.
I'm sorry, but those words together just did not sound intelligent to me at all. If I make shift an origami super dope, interesting looking paper plane, made it this big, threw it in the air, and nobody can make out what it is because I did some dope origami stuff and I threw it in the air. Guess what? That has become an unidentified flying object. Talking about the government has came out and said that unidentified flying objects are real. Duh.
Our government has now confirmed
Confirmed.
that those unidentified flying objects,
All right, now this is the second half to this. Let's see if it's gonna be juicy.
those unidentified flying objects are non-human made aircrafts.
Wow.
And our government has also admitted to the fact that they have recovered those aircrafts in the past
Yep.
and the pilots.
Hey, maybe that helped this case just a tiny little bit. I would have liked some more specifics because, you know, anybody could just be like, you know what? I watched this video of these two guys on the podcast and they said that the government said that they had some unidentified flying objects and they were non-human origin. I'm assuming that they were dinosaur origin, and they recovered the spacecrafts and the pilots who were dinosaurs. Specifics! You could have said that they were extraterrestrial in nature.
Careful with your iPhone, as there is a theory that suggests it is a subtle symbol of the Antichrist.
How come I get the feeling that this video was made by an Android user?
Indeed, some argue that the I in the name iPhone refers to the eye, a symbol often associated with surveillance and control. And this is where the theory becomes truly intriguing. The iPhone has the ability to hear and observe nearly everything you say and do constantly.
Uh-huh. Yeah. It's always recording too. There's something happening with my phone right now that my eye cannot see, but the eye of this camera can. Right there. You see that blinking? You see that red dot blinking? That means it's recording. When I look into my phone, I do not see that red dot blinking, but the camera sees the red dot blinking. It's watching. It's listening. Hey, Siri. I told you.
I don't know what you mean, Bo.
Ah!
Hey Siri, I told you. How about a web search for it?
It's listening a little bit too hard.
It is constantly listening.
I told you.
And what about Siri? It turns out that if you spell Siri backwards, you get iris. The iris is not only a part of the eye, but also the name of the Greek goddess of messengers, a bridge between humanity and the gods. If you flip over your iPhone and look at the back, you will see the famous Apple logo, an apple with a bite taken out of it.
I don't see it because I got a pop socket. But it's there. I know it is.
This reminds many of the forbidden fruit from the Garden of Eden.
I could be wrong, but I don't remember them saying that the forbidden fruit was an apple. You know, that might just be an assumption that a lot of people made. Okay.
Instrument Satan used to tempt humans and lead them to commit the original sin. Thus, the iPhone, this ever-present device displaying the symbol of original sin, could indeed be a sign of evil incarnate.
I'm telling you. An Android user made that video. Haters.
I got a conspiracy theory, and I want y'all to please listen along to this.
I'm listening.
You become croaked the over, and your body is down there at the morgue, do the Y incision, and they take all the insides out, and they drain your bodily fluid. I assume, just like at the hospital, they would dispose of that and call it like toxic waste. Slap a red stamp on that motherfucker. And people pretend to come in there and get it to take it to an unknown location, right? But what if that unknown location is really a very well-known location? The water. Because do they got like a big ass tank for everybody who passed away bodily fluids?
You know what's crazy? This goes to show you just how smart we can be without even knowing or receiving the facts or information. She's right. she's right. That's all I'm gonna say.
Roll with me, because if they put that into the regular drinking water, whether you gonna get it through the faucet like the tap or through the bottled water, is that why they got so many different levels to water, like purified and this percentage for alkaline? Like, what if it's unavoidable? They put it in all the water, like some aqua cremation shit. It's a lot of creepy that be going on down there at the water plants, you know what I'm saying? I had a family member work over there. And it was just amazing to me to see how many people flush tampons knowing you ain't supposed to flush them, and what they do when they do got to clean that water from the tampons. Because they don't do nothing but clean it and bleach that and give it back to you. And then you bathe in it and you drink it and you cook with it. And we just sipping on dead people.
There's a dark secret to why we celebrate our birthdays. I don't know if it's a conspiracy theory or if it's true, but it blew my mind. So according to the stories and what I've heard, is you know how we chant, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. Well, chanting that is actually a ritual against us. Oh, these noodles taste like your mom's booty. And you know how I like your mom's booty. I know it sounds crazy, but hear me out though. You notice how happy birthday is like a chant. You light the candles, turn off a light, you all get in a circle, you start chanting, and then you blow out the candles. Tell me that's not portraying a ritual experience. Now let me tell you what I heard the ritual does. But first, what month and day were you born? Let me know down below. I want to know what sign you are. Me, I was born August 29th, and I'm a Virgo. Anyways, it is said that when we do that, it's a ritual that's sealing our fate to grow older. And that's why some people believe that people who don't celebrate their birthdays tend to look younger than they actually are. Now look, this is all conspiracy, and it's circling around the internet right now. But it's kind of scary to think about.
Luckily, that is just a conspiracy, because whether or not you celebrate your birthday, guess what? You're still gonna grow older by the day, by the minute, by the second.
Do you remember these books from your childhood, the McGraw-Hill science textbooks?
Yeah.
I mean, this company published all sorts of textbooks for elementary through high school kids, and I definitely remember reading some of these in my classes. But did you know that one of the companies that published these books was owned by Ghislaine Maxwell's father? If you don't know Ghislaine, she was Jeffrey Epstein's business partner, and she helped run his massive sex trafficking operation. She was the madam in the operation and would recruit girls into his terrible ring. But we're not really here to talk about her. We're here to talk about Robert Maxwell, her father. Now, Robert was an extremely wealthy British businessman. So in 1984, after Robert Maxwell had already acquired a lot of wealth, he purchased a publishing group. This group included publications in newspapers like the Daily Mirror, which is still in existence. I mean, there is a lot to uncover about Robert Maxwell. He was best friends with a lot of British royals. He rubbed elbows with celebrities, with the elite. And like I said before, he was extremely wealthy. He even had a massive private yacht that he nicknamed the Lady Ghislaine after his daughter. Now, with all these powerful connections, there has to be some sort of controversy, right? Well, for decades, it's been alleged that Robert Maxwell was actually a spy. And people don't really know which intelligence agency he worked for the most, but he has ties to the Russian KGB, the British intelligence service MI6, and the Israeli intelligence service, the Mossad. People have alleged that Robert Maxwell was actually a triple or double agent, meaning that he might have been sharing information between 3 different Secret Service organizations. Obviously, this showed that he didn't really have anybody that he worked for in particular, he just chased the money and the power. It's very strange that his blood daughter Ghislaine would end up being directly involved with one of the biggest sex trafficking rings in world history. Now, you can read a lot about Robert Maxwell's supposed spying. One fact that I found interesting was that 6 former and current heads of Israeli intelligence attended his funeral, but his death was extremely suspicious. So in November of 1991, he went sailing on his private yacht, he disappeared, and just a few days later, his completely nude body was found washed up. According to people that examined Robert's body, there was a graze on his shoulder, but there were no other noticeable injuries. But something strange is that when experts took a look at his body, nobody could conclusively say exactly how he died. And the official statement said that he may have had a heart attack and then drowned as he was urinating nude on the side of his yacht. Years later, though, a lot of different things would come out about Robert, including the fact that he bugged a lot of devices and rooms that his own employees were in because he felt like they were being disloyal and he couldn't trust anybody. His own sons even came out and said that while they didn't know exactly what had happened to him, they knew that he didn't take his own life because he wouldn't do that, and he had talked about how he would never do that. So obviously, this is just unbelievably bizarre how this all ties into Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein, that whole saga. And I feel like it's something that a lot of people don't talk about and the government really hasn't looked into. And back to the beginning, I can't ever really look at one of these books the same again.
That went down a rabbit hole that I wasn't expecting. I did not think that these books would lead to that story. I had no idea about none of that in regards to Ghislaine Maxwell. I think I said her name right. The Maxwells. I didn't know nothing about that man.
With all this Rachel Chandler talk, maybe we should just ask Eminem. Were you being shady, Em? Be real. Were you in any of these bedrooms from Rachel Chandler's Instagram page, Eminem? Be real. This is from Epstein's Island. The same island Epstein paid $100,000 for a cement truck to cover up. I'm so glad that a certain group started releasing pictures like this with Bill Clinton and Rachel Chandler. Anytime I think of Rachel Chandler, I think of the show Friends. Isn't that interesting? Here's Anthony Bourdain, who unalived himself. During the commercial breaks for Friends, the entire cast would chant, "Hail Satan, Hail Satan." The crazy part is Anthony Bourdain happened to unalive himself 2 months after that post. I mean, that's a really nice shirt, Phoebe. I'm sure it has nothing to do with what the FBI gave us as symbols for, you know. Maybe we can get our friends to ask the Ouija board. Or maybe we can get in Jennifer Aniston's goddess circle. If you want to look up something really interesting, check out Adam Sandler, Jennifer Aniston pizza party talk. It gets really weird.
I've seen that video. It was very strange, honestly.
Now we're going to switch lanes a little bit. See this photo taken by Rachel Chandler at the Standard Hotel? I wonder if that place has any weird stuff about it. I wish I had more time because all the digging I've done, I could go into a full thing just about this helicopter crash. Maybe one day someone should ask Adam Schiff what happened at the Standard Hotel. This is one of the pieces of artwork at the Standard Hotel. Nice symbols. Here's some more from that same artist. Nice symbols.
Swirls, come on.
Look at the red one there. I tell you, it's hidden in plain sight. Why did Donald Trump call Adam Schiff Little with 2 D's? I think I know why. In Adam Schiff's district in California, they have a foundation called Little Kids. Bill and Melinda Gates donate, Google donates. Well, who are the little kids? Well, you can tell they have some interesting symbols. Here's a book written by one of the top people there called Diddle Kids. First page about pizza. You ready for what they do? They massage children. And Trump came out and let everyone know it was not a typo. Adam Schiff likes to hang out with people like Ed Buck. Ed Buck was sentenced to 30 years for fatally drugging 2 men. He's also buddies with this cat, who only got 2 years probation for that.
Now, that's where they found the 13-year-old locked here on the property in one of these buildings.
Right there.
Now, deputies asked surveillance to track...
Wayfair shed. I'm going to go ahead and show you. Wayfair at it again. Not going to give me Wayfair. Got the game fucked up. Go look at the Wayfair conspiracy. Wayfair was selling little kids under closets and sheds, and here we are again.
He didn't prove a damn thing. He ain't say nothing. All he did was saw this news report on this girl that was locked in the shed, then proceeds to go over to the Wayfair website and see that they sell sheds. Oh my, I just lost about 11 brain cells. Oh my God.
Could 2053 be the end of humanity? On October 20th, 2022, a mysterious man named Peter Reuter appeared out of nowhere, declaring he's from the future, precisely the year 2062. He urgently asserted that a woman named Mary Baker must not board a flight to London, though he claimed to have no personal knowledge of her.
Wait, what? I don't think the math is mathing right, y'all. I gotta go back. I'm sorry. He said this man was from year 2062. Okay. And the Earth is supposed to end when? In 2050 something, 53? And then how is this man from 9 years past when the Earth is going to end, unless he's from a different planet?
He urgently asserted that a woman named Mary Baker must not board a flight to London, though he claimed to have no personal knowledge of her. When probed, he revealed that her journey would spark the diffusion of a new virus variant. His assigned psychiatrist, Dr. Knight, was initially skeptical until Peter divulged secrets about her life that no one else knew. Peter's dire warnings escalated as he asserted that if Mary Baker's trip is not prevented, there will be no trace of human existence left by October 23rd, 2053.
That theory makes no sense. Oh, my brain. There'll be no trace of humans come the year 2053, but yet he's from the year 2062. The math ain't mathing. Elon Musk's nanny talks about him as a child. Let's hear it.
Elon Musk's nanny exposes it all.
I asked my aunt, so I don't know. Those Illuminati. He opened up something, a portal, a Stargate, whatever. But he was excited, and he was jumping up and down. And
he was able to open up a Stargate in his room.
Whatever you want to call it.
They call the Illuminati bloodline. Yes, this is all facts. You did what they call the Illuminati bloodline. Yes, this is all facts. You didn't know Barack Obama is Dick Cheney's 8th cousin, and he's also George W. Bush's 11th cousin. See Princess Diana in there, Madonna in there. It's a lot of people who are related in the industry that we don't know. That's how they get these positions, and that's how they're plants in the industry. This is an article from CBS confirming that they are all cousins. I'm going to show y'all this just to show y'all an example of how people of power go to great extents to stay in power. Now, this is Charles II of Spain. Notice the jawline is disfigured. That's from inbreeding. Believed by inbreeding, they are able to keep their bloodline strong.
Now, honestly, I wouldn't have put it past them folks to do some weird stuff in the past, because that was in the past. But to keep it in the same family just to keep the bloodline strong is a bit outrageous. Why not just continue to marry wealthy people with power so that I get it. I get it. Because you could potentially be giving another family the power. Okay, you know what?
This content is somewhat shocking, hard to see, and not always G-rated, but if you want the truth, that is hidden. Search for this channel under Ed Channels.
Dang, bro, you need better internet connection because it's taking a long time for this thing to connect.
Recently downloaded the Burrow channel and it's wicked. These are old deep web files too.
Are they now? Oh, look. Hey, y'all, this, wait, hold on. Rabbit hole, 40 outrageous facts that most people are clueless about. Look, y'all, I don't know if we can react to the stuff that's on there, but shit, let me find out. I would react to it now. It might get interesting. The IRS is not a U.S. government agency. The IMF is an agency of the UN. The U.S. has not had a treasury since 1921. Conspiracies.
Is Katy Perry actually JonBenet Ramsey? Yes, of course she is. On Christmas night in 1996, child beauty pageant winner JonBenet Ramsey was killed in her childhood home, and the case remains unsolved. Pictures of Katy Perry side by side with JonBenet Ramsey look very similar, especially in the eyebrows. Their parents look similar as well. In Katy Perry's memoir...
Pause. Let me go back to the parents. Those are not the same people.
Look similar as well. In Katy Perry's memoir, she wrote, "Not that I was one of those stage kids, there was no JonBenet Ramsey inside of me waiting to burst out." This is, of course, yet again the Illuminati laying clues hidden in plain sight. In 2006, Katy Perry tweeted some lyrics from the song God Bless America, which is the same song that Ramsey would sing in her pageants. Interesting.
This is an interesting conspiracy theory. I really like it. I really like it a lot.
Do you believe it?
Are you awake?
They want us to believe in UFOs. They're preparing us for a fake alien invasion. That's always been the plan. A one-world government. The only way to do it is to get us to embrace it. And the only way to embrace it is from an alien attack. Ronald Reagan talked about it many times. He looked at all the leaders of the nation, of the world, and said, wouldn't it make our lives easier if we just had some kind of extraterrestrial threat?
Now, hold on now. Think about this for a second. What if they changed their plan? What if this was indeed the plan that they had? They were going to fake an alien invasion so that they can make this one world nation, right? Where all of us could all control under one dictator. But what if that plan changed because word got out and now everybody knows of that being a potential plan? So it's like, darn it, it's not going to work no more. Now we got to switch it up. We got to do something different. Now we got to figure out something different to do. We still going to attempt this whole little alien thing, but it might not work as well as we would like it to. It could backfire and blow up in our face, but we still going to try it anyway.
Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish. Just think how easy his task and mine might be in these meetings that we held if suddenly there was a threat to this world from some other species, from another planet, outside in the universe. We'd forget all the little local differences that we have between our countries, and we would find out once and for all that we really are all human beings here on this earth together.
It don't make no sense that it would take a threat from outside of us, a threat from extraterrestrials, in order for us to recognize that we are all of the same race, the human race. It just goes to show you just how pathetic the human race actually is. That's why I believe I'm an alien. I'm not of this planet.
Thing that you've seen in Star Trek and can imagine we've done at the Lockheed Skunk Works. Ben Rich was the head of the Lockheed Skunk Works and acknowledged that they had technologies that could, quote, take E.T. home. He also stated there were no private conversations anywhere on the earth, no matter what your encryption is.
He stated that there's no private conversations on the earth, no matter what your encryption is. That would be unfortunate, wouldn't it? You think you're over here having a private conversation on the interweb using your little VPN, but nope, they still see you. They still watching. They know what you're doing.
What your encryption is. You know, there's a guy I'm working with now who literally oversees the black budget of the United States. He was never read in on the UFO or UAP issue. And when he tried to find out, he went out to the Lockheed Skunk Works. He was shown a bunch of these conventional propulsion systems. He was not shown the ones that are the man-made UFOs, that are the electrogravitics, the things that float, boom, 100,000 miles per hour.
And to prevent them from becoming Christians.
In one example from a high school textbook, a Communist Party revision of John chapter 8 about the woman caught in adultery says, Jesus once said to the angry crowd who was trying to stone a woman who had sinned, "He who is without sin among you, let him cast a stone at her." When his words came to their ears, they stopped moving forward. When everyone went out, Jesus stoned the woman himself and said, "I am also a sinner."
We have seen the escalation. The Bibles for children is totally forbidden, and all the Bible apps were forcefully removed from every e-commerce app store. Millions of Chinese Christian children were forced to sign a form renouncing their faith.
Wow. See, that just goes to show you. I was literally having this conversation the other night, talking about how there are so many different renditions of the Bible they have altered depending on who the audience is. There was the copy of the Bible that they gave the black community back in the day, which was a completely different Bible than what the white folks have. There was, as you can see here, a different version of the Bible that they gave the kids, that they end up having to take off the shelves, take out of the apps, and have these kids sign the form. Now they got to go back and reteach them. Ignorance.
People are just now finding out about this.
There is
In the industry.
In the industry.
Okay.
You know, when you walk around with the fake face and you know.
Thing for Tyler Perry. See that? This one, you can see this one clear as day. Clear as day. Okay? Look at that. That's not natural, you guys. Now, and you can tell that there's something going on with Perry's face anyway.
Hey, I got way more to say about this, so make sure to like this video and follow me for part 2.
Beer commercial from 2008 showing dead celebrities that are still alive on an island.
This commercial right here is interesting. This commercial is from 2008 showing a bunch of dead celebrities supposedly still alive, but on an island somewhere. And whenever something pops up, oh, look, they got a boat. There's a boat out in the water. It's getting close to us. Everybody hide. Look, it's Bruce Lee. He just knocked over a tree. It's super tall. It's super small. I know it's hard for y'all to see it, but trust what I'm saying. Ignorant. This is silly. This is so silly. But what if that was the case, though, that a bunch of celebrities faked their death and now they're living ever so happily on an island somewhere all together, and they're laughing and drinking their cocktails and
Okay, I just really want to talk about something real quick. Before you say anything, my blinds is closed. I don't know why. Wait, I actually do know why. But for some reason in music videos, I keep seeing checkerboards. Like literally the red curtains and everything is freaking me out. It's becoming very questionable. So I digged a little deep into it, and the checkerboard comes from the Freemason checker floor. Now you may ask, what is Freemasonry? It is a fraternal organization, basically. And most people believe that this organization is what's running the world right now, controlling everything. So when you go away to college, they say, oh, join a fraternity. It'll help you get more places. You'll be able to get more jobs and stuff. And we know that Freemasonry is a fraternal organization. And in fraternities, you have to do rituals. So let's just say the music industry is applied to most of these rituals, because I'm seeing a lot of checkerboards here. So it's just like, does the checkerboards mean that they're associated with a specific society? Because most people who have the checkerboards are rich, famous, and all of that. This is Khloe Kardashian's house right now. So when you see that checkerboard, know that people are affiliated with that fraternity that gives them connections. But it's like, what are you doing to get those connections, though? Because you got to, like, do certain things. So it's just very much so questioning. I'm just a fellow citizen looking at these things and connecting the dots. Oh, this country. Y'all be safe, though.
I've heard the theory once before in regards to the ties between the checkerboards and the Illuminati, but she kind of gave a little bit more context than what I had seen before. That makes me wonder, is there something to it? And now I have to look at checkerboards differently whenever I see them show up in media.
You know there's no such thing as protein.
Okay, he just said there's no such thing as protein. Let's listen to this.
Think about the gorilla. What protein is he getting?
So it don't even come from plants? Like,
not at all. He don't need protein, and he bigger than all of us. He eating green leaves.
Yeah. Protein is in plants. It most certainly is. If you think about the animals that we consume, what do they consume? Most of them don't consume other animals. They consume plants or grass or hay or whatever it may be. Seeds. That's where they're getting their protein from. And that just goes to show you, we don't have to eat meat to consume protein. Remember it.
Whatever protein they say exists, got to exist in that.
That is a westernized formula that's man-made in a laboratory. How can a white substance help me with my proper nutritional value? You want minerals, such as that sea moss you just took. that's going to provide you with more minerals than that white substance. And
so what about like vitamins and fish oil? Is that any good?
They have their job that they do. When you have black seed oil, well, I use fish oil. But there's always great alternative. And the great alternative is always what? That plant goes into the ground and it extracts all the minerals from the ground, digests them, and then we take that and digest it and get all the minerals that it needs.
Fake foods in the store you ain't know. If it's in a pack, take it back. The fake cheese don't melt, the real does. But stay away from the dairy anyway, because the dairy is terrible for you, full of bugs.
Seriously?
Put your rice in the pan, heat it up. If it's clear, it's plastic. I've seen people roll the rice up into a ball and bounce it off the floor. This is baby food. They about to run a magnet over the baby food, pull out all the metals. You got metals in your baby's food.
Wow, that's crazy. Literal metal inside of baby food. Man, leave the babies alone at least, gosh.
And the fake supplements, the fake ain't gonna bake. You wanna put that in your body, it don't even dissolve. And a lot of these supplements aren't what they claim to be. Some of them are just sand. That's not fat in your meat, people. That's meat glue. So you eat meat with glue. That's terrible. This is bubbling up because there's washing powder in the ice cream. Yeah.
Y'all see, they got me messed up now. Why? They just trying to take us out as a society. This is America doing this to us. What do they eat? The people that's doing this craziness and wild stuff to us, what are they consuming? Are they eating the same stuff that everybody else is eating?
Peace, y'all. This is part 2 to the lady on the plane. And I got a little, you know what I'm saying, some information for y'all. And y'all go do your own research about this, all right? So if you're wondering what's behind me, I got Camilla Harris. This is on my Instagram. Where we live in. It's archived, though, when you go to my Instagram. But basically, I was breaking down how the real Camilla Harris and the masked Camilla Harris. So basically, these shapeshifters, they get in masked suits, all right? If you don't believe this, I'm going to show you some examples later out throughout this video. But as you can tell, her face not even the damn same, bro. Her neck, you will always see these layerings underneath the neck.
I mean, did he not think about the fact that this could be a heavily Photoshopped image to make her look younger and smoother? Or this could be the heavily Photoshopped image to make her look older and more wrinkly.
The eyes are never the same. Always pay attention to the eyes, okay? So wait, what if I told you she was the shapeshifter the whole damn time? This is why we never can find her. This is why she just went missing and she's the only one that saw it on the plane. People may say it's a reach. Oh, it's a necklace, yada, yada, yada. You might want to watch that video again. It's not too easy to fool the world with a suit, bro. Look at that.
But that's not even real, my guy. What you doing? That was clearly CGI.
I'm trying to tell you in a cartoon. Look at all these suits he wearing. Like, bro, it would be real crazy if it's not real and the government is trying to push their way into telling you about these shapeshifters, while we're trying to tell you and enlighten you in a whole different way. A way you can process the information and not be scared to learn the information. So not only could she be the shapeshifter, did some more digging, found this girl, and we found the video that everybody was trying to say was the guy on the plane. Man, that video was old. Remember everybody was talking about this dude in the green hoodie? Yeah, newsflash. This video is from 6/24/2022. The lady on the plane was from a few days ago. Now that's manipulation at its finest right there. Always broadcasting it the way they want to pitch the story.
I'm serious when I say a few of these caused me to lose about 5 brain cells during this video. I'm gonna have to go watch some intelligence. Shout out to my boy Jordan Peterson. I mean, I'm gonna go watch some of his content so I can gain some blood cells, memory cells, something. You see? Look at that. Lost another one. Anyway, leave your thoughts, comments, and opinions down below, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. See ya.